Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiman, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Berserk chapter 374. So, what did I think about the latest chapter in Berserk? To be honest, I want to start off by just saying that I'm very grateful that Studio Gaga took over Berserk. As always, you know, it's a blessing to know that they're still continuing with the series after Miura's passing, and after a long 3-month hiatus, which is not a lot for a lot of Berserk fans. If you know about Berserk, if you read it, if you've been a long time reader, then you know that, hiatuses are a constant when it comes to this series. And I'm just so happy that we're continuing the story once again, and reading this chapter was great, picking up again where we left off, because now that the Fantasia arc is over, we're definitely starting a new arc, and I'm very excited to see where the direction of the story goes moving forward. Now, before I go any further with this chapter review, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Berserk content, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's begin and talk about chapter 374 of Berserk. So the chapter picks up right, it looks like right where we left off last chapter, which pretty much we knew that the Akushan army had invaded the ship that our party was in, and we knew that Guts was passed out, still fighting against the beast of darkness, at least in the last chapter. And in this chapter we pick up, we see that the Kushans are invading, and we see that they're pretty much they're all trying to get in the boat. They eventually do, and we see that Serpico is like shocked about the whole situation. It's like, whoa, what's happening? Like, they're really invading us right now. And we see that him and Isidro are talking, and we see that the army, it seems like they're going to put up a fight, and from the looks of it, the party's in danger. So Serpico, he realizes right off the get-go, like, they're at a huge disadvantage, because they know that the magic's turned off to begin with because of the whole Shirke spell that she casted, as well as their weapons. They don't have them on them. So Serpico right now is helpless, and he realizes that. So he knows he can't do anything against this army, so he goes and hides on the lower levels, because Isidro also goes down there. And talking about Isidro, my man, hey, I know Isidro gets a lot of hate. Listen, he's not my favorite in the party at all whatsoever, but he gets his moments, and I think he got his moment right here in this chapter where he kicked this Kushan army guy, and it was just fun, silly Isidro humor as usual. Isidro, he gets his moments. When he gets his moments, he gets them, and I think that it was fun. And to be honest, when I saw that panel of him kicking the guy, I kind of chuckled a bit. I didn't laugh out loud, but I thought it was fun. It's a silly humor, typical Isidro humor in general. But continuing with the chapter, we see that the Kushans are gathering people up, and you see that Isidro even sees, like, whoa, they're in danger. Like, he talks about, like, Lady Farnese, and we see that you see Morta and Roderick and the rest of the crew. They're trying to hold back all these Kushans, and they seem like they're being circled around. And then we cut to pretty much the guy with the mustache knight. He kind of like, he's like, like keeping watch, I guess, and eventually, like, the Kushans break in there. Is like, oh, he just like surrenders, or either that or he got bested, who knows. But the mustache knight, he gets stripped down, I believe, and he's like, oh, like, this sucks, like, no. And then the Kushans are about to like open the door, and the mustache knight, he tells pretty much them, like, hey, don't do that. The black swordsman's there. You don't want to open the door. You definitely don't want to bug him right now. And we know that definitely Guts right now is not in his best mental state, so he needs his time alone. And what we proceed to see is that the Kushans don't listen, obviously, because they're like, whatever, and they open the door. And as soon as they open the door, you see just Guts, my man, like, going through it. He's still facing down. He's still dealing with his inner darkness, and then dealing with the beast of darkness as well. And we know right now that Guts is extremely struggling with his mental state, and right now he's at his weakest. At least I would argue, you can make an argument that right now Guts is in his weakest mentally that he's ever been in the entire series, because he lost Casca, and right now he's weak, and we see him pass out on the floor, and he's still very depressed. He looks shattered, a broken man. Now, as we see pretty much going forward in the chapter, that we catch up with Roderick and Magnifico, and they see that they're they seem to be tied up, or they seem to be like kept hostage or whatever. But the point is that they're together, and they're talking and discussing, and Magnifico's like, who are these people? It's like, the Kushans. And then Roderick proceeds to tell them, like, maybe they're military when it comes to like, they're Marines, like, they're when it comes to like them conquering boats and stuff like that, they're really good at that, very efficient. But I'm surprised, like they're probably either trying to spread more ground or more land to their government. But what Roderick points is like, I don't understand what their whole idea is coming here, because we're empty sack, like we have nothing to give after pretty much everything that we tossed around and all the resources we wasted and lost leaving Fantasia. Like I don't get why they're even like here for. Like we have nothing, like, and if they're trying to plunder us or steal from us, like we have nothing to offer. So what's the point in them coming here to begin with? And that was a nice moment of Roderick once again proving why he's the Giga Chad. My man always thinking, he's on top of his feet. My man always proving us why he is the Giga Chad. I mean, he's just that dude. Roderick is that dude. Always has been, always will be that dude, okay? But continuing with the chapter, we cut back to pretty much Guts, and we see that, like the Kushins look like they're about to use some chains on him and tie him up. And there was some chains that shattered. I'm assuming those might be like Guts' mental state where the Beast of Darkness is taking over or something along those lines. But while we see the Kushins, begin to walk towards Guts with the chains and whatnot, in the background, who do we see? Our man, the legend himself, Rickard. Rickard shows up, and my man, he got the Kushin drip. Like straight up, my man repping, he representing, but he goes in there, and that's how the chapter ends. The chapter ends with a big reveal that Rickard's there. And I think this was something that most people thought was going to happen. At least I predicted it. If you go back to my previous video, I thought that for sure either Salat or Rickard was going to show up there and probably like, help them out and why not. Now it's 100% confirmed that yes, it was Rickard, and he's there. And if I had to guess, I think Rickard's going to play a huge, important part going forward in the story, because right now Guts needs a friendly ally that he's known for years, a brother at arms, if you could say. And I would say that Rickard is the closest person Guts has. I mean, he goes way back to the Band of the Hawk, because besides Casca, that's the only remnants of the Band of the Hawk that Guts ever knew. And I know for sure that Rickard has grown as a character. We've seen him grow. I mean, he slapped Griffith, he literally slapped a Godhand member. That was insane. That was one of the greatest moments in manga I've ever seen. That was amazing. And now that he's opposing Griffith, I'm assuming that what we're setting up right now is that, they're probably going to go to Falconia and take Casca back. I'm sure that the second that Rickard and Guts have their talk and Guts tells Rickard, like, Griffith took Casca, I'm sure that Rickard's going to be like, okay, we got to get her back. I'll help you out. And I think also that Rickard has to be that voice that Guts talks to, like that voice that will calm Guts down from his mental state right now. Because for all we know right now, he's in his Berserker armor is activated, and why not? Maybe the Berserker armor is activated. Who knows? Because we only see Guts walking towards them, but we don't see his face, but we did see the chains break. And I'm assuming that was a metaphor for the Beast of Darkness taking over, and then the Berserker armor, taking over Guts. So if there's anybody that can calm Guts down, it would be Rickard. And I think that he will be a crucial part going forward in the story as an ally. And also, now that he's with the Kushin army, aligned with them, I think it definitely will help out in the cause of going to Falconia, invading Falconia, and taking Casca back. Because the one thing that our party's lacking right now is manpower. We don't have enough strength to go to Falconia and blast in there and just, take back Casca. We need, some allies, and we need, armies. And I think now that, Guts is reuniting with Rickard, and Rickard has connections with Salat, and Salat is obviously a very important Kushin member, I think that this is all going to culminate in them storming, like I said, to Falconia and trying to get Casca back, or setting up the final arc. Because right now we do know that Griffith is going somewhere. Remember, I believe he said he was going to head to the east or the west or something like that, but he's trying to do something. We don't know what exactly he's trying to do, but whatever he's trying to do is, we know it has nothing, like it's not going to be anything good, obviously. Now my big question is, if we're setting up them invading Falconia, like Guts and the party invading Falconia, my biggest question is, will Griffith even be there? Because like I said, we do know that Griffith was saying that he was going to go towards the east or the west or something along those lines in the previous chapters. So right now, if Guts and them go in there and Griffith is not there, that would be the most optimal thing to do. Because if Griffith's there, then it's game over. They can't do anything. He's the Godhand member. Like there has to be. To this day, I don't know how they're gonna be able to defeat Griffith with how powerful he is. Guts needs an upgrade, and I think that he's for sure gonna get a new, like his Dragon Slayer is definitely gonna get a buff. I think that I've seen a lot of theories where the behealer that he uses, he will not activate the behealer, never. He will instead fuse it with the sword and make it a more powerful weapon. Will it be strong enough to harm a Godhand member? Who knows? We did see canonically that it was able to cut Griffith's hairs, which is way more than Ganishka ever did to Griffith. He never even harmed him. Guts was able to cut a hair, so we do know that Guts is capable to at least a very minuscule level of harming a Godhand member, which is something that it's definitely crucial, especially if the end goal is to defeat Griffith and, you know, kill him. Now, I'm very excited to see where the story goes from here, because we're starting a new arc and a new journey begins, which I find really good because, like I said, I think we're building up to the finale, and that's the one thing that we all Berserk fans want to see, is the end to our story. And right now, like I said, I think we're gathering the party and the army and the manpower to invade Falconia and hopefully have a final clash, and see where the story goes from there. Who knows? Will our party succeed? Will they fail? We'll just have to find out. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Berserk, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.